Welcome back to Public Affairs on Peach. Before we leave you today, we want to talk about credit card myths and your rights when dealing with collection agencies. Joining me right now is George Cole, founder of the National Credit Educational Services that provides free credit counseling. George, thank you so much for coming today. What are some of the biggest myths about credit cards for people?
Well, I think the number one myth is credit cards, people want you to think that you should keep your balances at 30%. They really promote that. But the only benefit of you keeping your balances at 30% is to the banks and the financial institutions because they're able to get interest.
Right.
But when FICO looks at your credit score, they evaluate your credit card balances, and your balances are worth 30% to your score. So therefore, the higher balance you have, the less points you have. The measure that you should have your credit cards at, it should be at 0.
Oof.
Therefore, you get the full 30% value of your credit worthiness because FICO's there to score your worthiness to lenders so that they can reduce their risk.
Now, the FICO score is different from the credit bureau score, correct?
Right.
What's the FICO score?
The FICO score is the most important score.
So what should that be about?
They range from 300 to 850.
Okay, but what should that be?
It should be as high as you can to the 850 mark. Okay. But what people don't realize is that the 3 major credit reporting agencies do create a score, but only 2% of the lenders use that score to evaluate whether they should give money or not.
So FICO uses their scores to create theirs.
And 98% of the lenders go to FICO scores to evaluate their risk.
Gotcha.
So FICO is really the most important player out there.
Okay, so let's turn over now to collection agencies. Sure. What is your right if they keep calling you, keep bugging you? What can you do?
Well, basically, there's laws to protect you called the Fair Debt Collections Practices Act. And those laws are designed to protect consumers' rights, but consumers don't know it. There's not a lot of situations out there that really protect consumers. So what we do, we want to be an advocate to let them know that they do have rights and they do have protection. And there's, you can't be harassed, you can't be threatened. People saying the sheriff's coming to get you, they're going to put you in jail. All those are violations. And then there's statutes of limitations of debt too. That even though people think the statute of limitations is 7 years, the 7-year situation is how long the information can stay on your credit report. But the state of Georgia, the statute of limitation is between 4 to 6 years of debt.
Oh, wow.
And depending on if it's oral or written or contract type law, and it varies from state to state. It ranges from 3 years to 10 years of statute of limitations. So what that means is a creditor can't come after you after the statute of limitations unless they created a judgment. If they didn't create a judgment, then you don't owe. Okay,
and let me ask you this. How often should people look at their credit report?
They should look at their credit report monthly. I think that basically having a monitoring system is a wise thing to do. I mean, Equifax is like $14.95. I'm not advertising for them, but a family plan is $24.95, and you can see what's going on. You constantly get alerts because you don't want to make a big purchase and then find out that you can't buy something because of something that can't hit your credit report that you didn't know.
All right, George, we're going to stick around and we're going to talk to you on Facebook Live because you got lots of information we need to get to, right?
All right, yes,
All right. Well, we want to thank all of our guests, including Mr. Cole, for joining us this morning. We'd love for you to join in on the conversation. Or if you have a topic you'd like for us to cover, let us know. Send us an email to publicaffairs@cbs46.com. Like Public Affairs on Peach on Facebook. There we post all of our upcoming episodes and ask for your feedback. As I said, so much more to learn on both of these issues, so stick around on Facebook and follow us. Thank you for joining us for another edition of Public Affairs on Peach.